and welcome back. So here we are on day 12 of Stitching Advent. I can't believe it's come round so quickly. So this is how yesterday's finished up. I decided not to actually stitch the petals. I just stitched around the edge of the petals, snipped the fabric away, so we've got this openness, and then on the back I put a piece of the quilt that was actually on this wadding, so, you know, keeping it real as it were, just to have a difference behind the petals. These were all French knots, and this was a very bad attempt at fishbone. It has got a little bit puckered because I've done it, you know, in my hand, not in a ring. But there's the one we did, or I did yesterday. So, number 12. Obviously I do have another 12, but there was only ever going to be 12 on film. So, what have we got? Let's have a look. Oh, this is interesting. This is almost like waves. Oh, it's part of that Borrow range again. That is a very lovely, almost cornflower blue, that one. I love that one a lot. I like the waves. It definitely looks like waves, doesn't it? So, the last of our wadding has already got its back on it. So, we're going to be working on the front. So, let's have a little look. Make sure the folds, yep, in the usual place. So, I'm going to do a little, oh, got little bits of fluff and fabric everywhere. Do a little snip and tear that down as usual. This is a beautiful colour. I really, that's really my kind of blue. Now let's take all of this off, because if we are going to be doing stitching, we don't want to stitch that on there yet. So I've taken all of that off, so we've just got the plain wadding. Now let's cut our length. Can always trim this up. They're all going to need a bit of trimming, so whoops. Okay, now what to do with this is the question. I love it. I think I'm going to stitch the waves. Stitch all the waves. Maybe this bit here, so that I can go round and do, I can do all of this area here. And I have bought along this ceramic button. Now this was bought for me as a birthday present, or at least 10 years ago. So I think I'm going to use that on there. And I am going to stitch that area. So let's cut this button off. It's beautiful because it's ceramic. It's really heavy. It's beautiful, but it just fits with our colours amazingly. So I'm going to put that one there. We'll use a creamy white thread to stitch this area. And then I have got this stamped piece of calico that's got silk and taffeta on it. I don't know whether I want to use that. I'm going to do a snip, make it a bit smaller. We'll have a look and see whether we want to use that, or whether it's a bit sort of square and cumbersome in that corner. Maybe put the button this side so we can see the waves, and then we can put that one down the bottom and we can stitch the, I'm not sure about this, I'm definitely sure about this. So while I've got you here, let's start. I need to find a needle. A needle. I've been doing so many different things. Right, just 1 second. I'm going to find a needle. Sorry about the scraping of the chair. Right, we've got a needle. And I'm going to use some blue perlé. And I'm going to stitch this button on. So I'm going to get the button on first. I know it's technically the wrong way to work. No, because then it's going to be really heavy, isn't it, on that side. I'm gonna start and do some stitching. Now I obviously won't keep you and do all of the stitching because that's quite a long time. And I know you don't want to be tied up here that long. So I'm just going to separate this, as always, to 3. 3 is my comfortable stitching thickness, if you like. So separate this out. There we go. So the threading of the needle, I do love this. Love it very, very much. I'm thinking about only stitching this bit, but then there's another bit of me that says, do we maybe stitch everything but this top corner where the button goes? I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to start on that middle bit and we'll see where we end up, I think. And I'm just going to do a straight borrow type stitch. So I'm going to start that line, I believe is that line there. So, oh, I didn't think I had all the threads. Oh, that's annoying. Look, because I've only got 2 threads in my needle. Let's start that again. Straighten this out. That's a bit silly, isn't it? It's all knotted up. Oh, goodness me. I don't know if you saw me examining it when I was doing it. It was like something's not... Do you know what? I'm going to put that piece to one side. I'll deal with that later. Let's deal with the other half of the length of thread that we've cut. And we'll try that again. So I trust everybody's happy, safe and well. I've spoken to a number of people from my Facebook group who are feeling quite poorly at the moment. There's obviously some not very nice bugs and things going around. So I'm just following this fatter, this a bit of wadding or something caught on the thread there. Right, sorry. I'm just going on this fatter line here, as always, trying to keep the stitches fairly uniform. And I'm just going to stitch through it like this. And I've chosen to do it with the wadding on the back. So that will give us a little bit of a quilted effect. Just making sure that I stay on the line that I want to be on. I think very often it's nice just to re-stitch the pattern, as it were. So you can follow the design that somebody's laid down for you and just sort of enhance it with some stitching. Here we go. So come up this one, so we'll follow this line for the time being, and then we can come back, because I should have been on the outer line, so we can come back to that one in a little while. That's not a problem at all. And I'm just obviously turning it around again, as always. I know this is probably really annoying to people that are proper embroiderers, but it's just the way I do things. So just following that line, and that's all I'm going to do for this one. I'm going to follow the line all the way around, and then it's going to join another line. So then I'll stitch that line, because it's a little bit of a spiral pattern. So I'll just do a few rows so you can see what I mean, and then I will set it aside to do tonight in front of the telly, as always, and then obviously you'll see it again when I come back in the new year for a full flip through. So now I need to pick up the line. Now I think the line next to it is going to be too close, so I'm going to miss a line and do that next one. So I'm just going to come along there now. I've been watching Sarah Pretty Fabrics, I think her Instagram page is, and she's been making some gingerbread houses. I might have a go at that. I need a doorstop for my bedroom door, and I'm thinking that that might be a lovely thing to do. Get some gingerbread coloured felt and make one of these 3-dimensional gingerbread houses. Right, so that's that one. So now what I'm going to do is, oh, we haven't finished the bally bit at the front here. So come little tiny stitches round there, little tiny ones now, because the smaller the stitch, the easier it is to work a circle. Okay, so now this line is going to take me back round here to meet that one that I should have done in the first place. Whoops, don't pull the thread out of the needle, Claire. That would be a problem. So I'm now going to join back up to that wide one at the bottom. Okay, and now I'm going to follow this one round, just because, well, because I can really. And we're just getting this like quilted bit through the middle here, and I just think that's nice. It's a nice easy stitch to finish off our 12th day on video. I'm still fighting with the owl. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with it, whether I end up stitching it or appliquing it or whatever, but I still need to work something out for Mr. Owl. don't know if you can hear, I sound a bit coldy today. Do apologise. Right, now I've got to work out where this line goes from here. So, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lines to choose there. So if I choose this one here, and I can come up and along this line, like so. Okay. Now I want to pick up this. Actually is a bit like doing sashiko. There you go, sashiko stitching. I pulled some fabric that was pre-printed with the design and stitched that. I did show you actually, it was on my Instagram, and I loved doing it. And this, I suppose, is, whilst it's obviously not a traditional sashiko design, it is very reminiscent of that. See, now that's automatically put me on this line here, which is good because that is the next but one to the last one. So the last week, or the last full week of work before Christmas. Well, it is here anyway. I'm sure there are some of you that will be working longer, even over the Christmas period. Okay, so can you see how this is starting to quilt and pick up now? I'm just going to do the last of this thread and then I will leave you in peace. So I'm going to continue to follow this line here. So go along there, back up there, and then we're coming along this, the top of this wave here. And also I think being white, you know, you get that white foam, don't you, on the top of burly waves. So this is, oh, now I've pulled the needle off. That would technically seem like a good place to stop, wouldn't it? So quite a short one for you today, but there it is. There is number 12. Thank you so much for joining in. You're wonderful if you stayed the whole series through. Stay very safe. I'll be back soon. Bye bye for now.